I've added a brand new stock to my dividend portfolio. Now, I don't want this to be a video about I've just bought a stock, here's why, here's the numbers. It's more to the point of why I've done it and what's coming next, essentially. Because even though the numbers fit, the narrative fits. Even though I want more stocks, I need to also be patient because the market is a bit odd. I'm also going to go through the tools that I use to make this decision, as well as a new one which you've probably never heard of before, which is brilliant, by the way. But yeah, I don't want to be just boring in terms of just, I want to be in funds, I want to get an income. I want to do a bit more. And having individual stocks, as risky as it can be a great place to make more wealth. If you like this sort of stuff, please do slap a like on the video, comment what your favorite stock is, and more to the point, why are you not subscribed? Do it, please. Now, a quick disclaimer, this is obviously not financial advice. My opinion is my opinion. What I like is what I like, and that's just kind of it, really. I'm just showcasing what I'm doing with my own portfolio so you can get an idea. But let's go through what I bought. So if you go onto my website, there's different ways of getting into this place. If you are a Plus member, you'll know exactly where to go, Access Plus. If you're a free member, by the way, or if you're just wanting to have a little look around, there's a load of free products here. Jump in, check them out. But ultimately, it's all about understanding and getting data. This is still in testing mode, by the way, but you can get this. However, I have, if you know this, and you've probably watched my previous videos, I bought Shell. Now, for obvious reasons, yes, my portfolio is built on dividend growth, but also long-term income of solid companies, realistically. I already have growth kind of factored in with the world of Bitcoin, as you know. And I'm not here to chase, say, the IPOs or the cyclical stocks. I just want something solid. And the one thing that Shell offers me, and you may already see it already here, is the world of a different market, essentially, if you're thinking about it in the logical terms. Since I bought it, it's already up 2.39%. So that's the thing. I didn't have energy. And it kind of makes sense to have that broader diversification. I know I own it in some of my funds, that's fine. But a slightly bigger pie of it. And people did ask questions, why not BP? Why not others? And I'll go through the differences and you'll see why. But let's talk about Shell. Let's talk about why I bought it and many of the different reasons. Now, I know data is data and it won't always be nice. And with this platform as it stands right now, I don't really have future income on my earnings. So this always looks bad because it's shrinking. It's actually not shrinking realistically because I want to showcase this bit. When you look at Stockopedia, their future income earnings essentially is going to go up. And we all know why. What's happened? Well, there's been a bit of conflict and you know what's happened here. So income of the energy sector is going to be pretty good, certainly over the next 12 to 18 months due to the fact of that. And remember, a lot of stocks are reflective based. So their earnings will govern what the price does. So in terms of cash flow, as you can imagine, there's no issues at all with Shell right now. But as you can imagine, it can be quite cyclical at certain points, but ultimately you all know these business models are going to be okay for now, at least. Now, in terms of the dividend side of it, it's one of the stronger dividends out there in terms of the UK market. There isn't so much a raised streak because it did come down a little bit, but over the course of the 5-year CAGR, essentially, I look for at least 4%. This is 7.9%. And yeah, you can imagine it's all right. It's growing its dividend. It's not too bad. Also, one thing that is hugely important here, their payout ratio is only 45%. So they've got quite a lot of covered in excess. But people did ask the question, what about BP? Similar price, you can imagine, in terms of the technicals over the 1 year. The PE ratio is a lot higher in terms of BP. The one thing as well, yes, the yield is higher, I get it, but the dividend rating and more of the red flags are here. Yes, you can look at the earnings and the revenue, that's obviously forecasted from 2025, that's not got the real data just yet, but dividend payout ratio is a little bit high. That could become a problem. There's a few more weaknesses on this side of it as well. Obviously, this is quite a big one. But the main thing as well, what you need to be wary of. Now, yes, you can imagine all this kind of stuff, but the dividend growth has been pretty poor over the last 5 years, at least. You know, it hasn't been amazing. It had a lot of troubles over the course of the COVID side of it, and it's only 53. So it's not the best one, really. So yes, you can get more yield, but it's not always about more yield. It's about how strong and how healthy a company is. But I am well aware that this game is all about opinion. So everyone will have a different opinion, whether it's Shell, BP, insert energy provider here. But what I want to show you is this, right? So I've been using this for a couple of months now. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because you can build bespoke financial tools using FMP data. So with my tool, I'm buying the data to give it to you as a subscription based model with live data, building my own custom tools to enable you to do better. With this, you can jump into Driven, right? You can build your own tool and it has a data set within it. So you can't realistically sell it, but you can use it, if that makes sense. You can automate your research, your trading, whatever it may be. So what I did randomly on the screen, I just built a little tool and I generated this a couple of weeks ago. And this will help me discover very, very quickly whether one, my data is correct, and two, what is the best growing dividend cargo for UK based or American stocks. And it works very, very well. And as you can see, there's some absolutely mental ones on here. And the dividend cargo is the best thing. It's the price that that dividend is rising by over the course of time, which is giving you the compound effect and the better yield on cost, as you can imagine. So all of these are pretty much top stocks. And yes, you can see Shell is on here essentially. And over the course of time, you can see the information. It is here. It is all live, real information, which is hugely important. And yes, you can play around. And this only took me about 10 minutes with 2 or 3 prompts to get it to look like this. So imagine what you can do with a little bit of effort and 3 or 4 hours having a little think and play around with it. You can probably do quite a lot because this is built for the financial markets, all the live data and the data sets are within it. So you can do anything you want within, well, your imagination. But yeah, you can see quite clearly there's 160 tickers in this little universe I've created with nearly a 7% average cargo on the growth with a decent yield. So you can imagine the compound effect. The best currently right now is Barclays, which, quite obvious really when you think of the interest rates and the profitability that, as I've whinged about a lot, stocks and shares ISAs or ISAs and the comparison between them both, well, Barclays have the lowest cash ISA rates usually. So where do you think that profit's coming from? Can imagine. But if you are interested in jumping in, it's really, really good. And if you are a new member, you get the first month for free. But it uses all the top model AIs. It's got real time quotes, all the institutional financial data. This could be very niche for the financial market where you can build your own tools to become even better at researching your stocks. Thing is, though, right? We talk about Shell. It is not bulletproof. And I know people will probably be in the comments asking certain questions, and I get it, it's fine. But energy is quite cyclical. It is a massive requirement. But ultimately, oil prices, as you can imagine, go up and down quite a lot based off the geopolitical elements of, well, climate, debate, war, whatever it may be, right? And it's a huge sticking point, especially in the UK, of the cost of living, whether it is your household energy bills or if it is your car, essentially. But yeah, you've got taxes and obviously windfall taxes and subsidies, whatever it may be. But ultimately, you want to go, and this, whether this comes into the ethical or the unethical investing, I don't know, but you want to go for solid businesses that you know are going to survive and are the forefront of life. And yeah, energy is one of those, unfortunately, for some. But you can imagine, yes, dividend history is not flawless here. You can imagine the dividend growth is not flawless because it is cyclical, but ultimately, you've got to look at the business side of it. Will it make money? Will it survive? More than likely, yeah. When we talk about my portfolio here, right? It isn't bulletproof. I know that for a fact. There is some top quality, unbelievable quality UK stocks, and you should know that. But Tesco, for example, a couple more price rises, their margins are going to get pretty tight. Same with Drax. They've got, all kinds of political debates about that in terms of stuff in America where it's gone really wrong politically, horrendous PR problems. But they have got a lot of tax subsidies. Those could evaporate at certain points in the future. I don't know whether that does or not. But that's the thing. There's different elements to this. What about if Mighty Group loses its government contracts? Well, it's a possibility. This is a risk what you have with any stock, not just Shell or any other energy provider, whatever it may be. Goal is still, as you know, I've talked about it very, very recently. We are still looking to get some lofty numbers. I will be adding a lot more into my stocks and shares ISA over the course of time, as you know. And I'm still building this portfolio. This is still building. It's not going to be built properly forever. You get the idea. It's going to, at one point, be more stocks in there. And I will talk about that in more detail in a second. But ultimately, this market is very, very bullish. And I talked about in my newsletter recently how people are so interested in the market now The only reason being, it's grown such a lot. I still think there's huge value in the UK market. Politically, mental, I know, and it is crazy, but there's a lot of UK investment that's looking quite good for US investors and other people now. So that could be something to keep an eye on. There's lots of stocks that could be of interest here, whether it's smaller market capitalization, good yield, whatever it may be in terms of value, etc., right? You get the idea. But the situation is there is some unbelievable stocks here that have done well. Rolls-Royce, for example, if you know, you know, done very, very well over the last year or so. BAE Systems was something that I held for a long time, did very, very well as well. There's so much here that could be absolutely fantastic as an investor. But I probably will be adding 2 or 3 more stocks, adding to my positions. And yeah, hopefully the compound growth continues. And I may well change your opinion on whether you go full on growth or have a little bit of income. I think you should do a bit of both, really. Because at the end of the day, here, talk about ETFs or individual stocks. The VUSA is 14.59% CAGR over a 14-year period. That cannot continue. That will not be like that forever. So, yeah, individual stocks may well, especially growth dividend ones, essentially, or growing dividend yield ones, can be quite bulletproof, especially in a bit of a sticky patch. But if you want this tool, jump in. It's only like $7.50 or something for the first 3 months if you're interested, and then $9.99 a month if you're interested, or £99 for the full year, and you get the courses, this, all the other tools, as well as the Discord communities coming, live streams, all that kind of stuff. It's all coming. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Shell, BP. What else should I be looking to add? Be keen to know what your opinions are on certain stocks as well. I get a lot of emails asking for opinions, but yeah, fire them in the comments. Let's have a little discussion. And if you're not yet done so, watch this video. It's quite recent, but it's a banger.